I'm going to show you today how to use parameters to help define your geometry within our CAD system. And so what we're going to be modeling is the snail cam. And so we're going to use parameters to do that so that we can change one dimension and we could scale this cam up or down based on our need. So a couple of things to notice. This D means nominal diameter. And so we have a few equations that, or a few things that will always remain true with our object, and so we'll pay attention to those as we model our part. So to get to parameters, I'm going to click Modify and change parameters. From here, I can go ahead and click plus to add a new user parameter to our model. The first one I'm going to add is nominal diameter. And then I'm going to enter an expression value of 2.5 for that, and I'm going to name it what it actually is. Sometimes under the names we use an abbreviation, and under the comment we put the actual name so we can remember what we were talking about. The next one we're going to use is thickness, so I'm just going to type THK. Our thickness is going to be 1/4 of an inch, and I'll go ahead and type thickness for my comment. And then the last one we're going to need is the hole size. And again, that's going to be 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to change my comment to hole size. So once we have those parameters defined, we can go ahead and start creating our sketch. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a circle that represents the nominal diameter of our snail cam. And so I'll go ahead and grab my circle tool. Instead of typing in a dimension, I'm going to type in nominal diameter and hit enter. And you'll notice that that dimension has the f of x. That means that this dimension is an expression. And so once I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and create a point right here to define where that edge is. And so I'm going to use my point tool to do that. I'll hover over the center point, click the point tool, I'll get my dimension tool, go from the center to the point I just created, and I'm going to type in our dimension is going to be, let me edit that dimension, is going to be the nominal diameter divided by 4, and then I'll hit enter. From there, I'm going to go ahead and create a circle, and I'm going to make that a construction line, this circle. We're going to use it to help us figure out the rest of the geometry for this. From there, I'll grab the line tool, and I'm going to make a straight line from this point to the top of the outside edge of my circle. So I just defined this line, and we have the start of this circle with the construction line. Alright, to finish that circle, I'm going to come down here to the bottom and put a point at the bottom of the outside circle, and we're going to draw an arc between these 2 points. And so I'll click here, draw an arc, and I'm going to make that arc tangent to the construction line we just created and to the outside circle. So once we have that done, we'll go ahead and trim off this extra part of the geometry we don't need. Notice when I do that, that my geometry is not constrained, fully constrained anymore. And so what I'm going to do is use a vertical constraint between this line, this point, the center, and when I do that, I know that all these points are going to be vertical. I get a fully constrained sketch. From there, I'll go ahead and click Finish Sketch. I'm going to extrude this now, and we're going to extrude it thickness. And I'll click OK. I'll go ahead and create a new sketch on the face now for my square hole that we're going to use. So to do that, I'm going to use the rectangle tool. And I'm going to use the center point rectangle. So if you don't see the center point rectangle, go to Create, find center point rectangle, and I'm going to go ahead and type in the dimension and its hole size, and then I'll hit tab to go to the next one and type in hole size. Or if you mess that up, you can obviously just dimension it with the dimension tool. When I have that defined, I'll go ahead and click Finish Sketch. I'm going to extrude that through the object, and the extent is going to be through all of it. So we always want the square hole to go through the object. And I can go ahead and click OK. To go ahead and show you what we've done, I'm going to go back to my parameters panel. So I'll go ahead and click Modify, and I'll click Change Parameter. I'll make this so we can see both our model and our parameters. If I come in here and change the expression for nominal diameter from 2.5 to 1, notice how it scales the entire model. If I make it 5, it scales the model. If I need to change the hole size to 1/2 inch, because we're going to use a different axle to go through it, if I change the thickness to 1/2, so let's go ahead and change that back, get my parameter back, change this back to 1/4, change the hole size to 1/2, it will scale up. And so that's the value of creating, using parameters to create parts in our CAD system.